so crazy, but it's all good. The pressure's all on me, but trust me, I'm good. I'm ready for that long run, going back at it again. I ain't dreaming, I'm starting all over again. It's so crazy, but it's all good.
Je suis toujours avec l'artiste K.Maro. I'm chilling with Kmaro, of course, on Kmaro TV. And now we're going to talk about the artist and his music. L'artiste et sa musique.
Yeah.
So, I've known you for all these years, and I never asked you this question.
Go ahead.
Kmaro, where does that come from?
Well, basically, my first name is Cyril.
Cyril, oui.
And we were two in my classroom, so
Okay.
the teachers used to call me by my family name.
Okay.
For us not to get mixed up. So basically, we started just saying Kmaro as a nickname. We didn't use it that much, but when it came for me the time to do my solo career, and I didn't really want to use my real name, so I just thought about those years, and I just came back to origins. So I just go. My family name is Kmar, so it comes from there. Kmaro.
Can you remember the first time that you laid down a rap?
Yeah, actually, I was. I don't know if I should say that. I was in a classroom.
Okay.
Probably I was 13.
Okay.
And I was in a band when I started. But I think like the first song, like complete song I did was already for my first album when I was in the LMDS in that band. So at 14. Okay. The first record came out when I was 15.
Okay. And growing up, were there any musicians that inspired you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the early Busta Rhymes. Okay. I remember Das Effects back in the days. I had when I was young, I was pretty, I was a hype MC. I was not laid back like I could be today, but I was a little bit more flowish, and flow was very important for me. So then I jumped into the East Coast, the Reasonable Doubts, and I got into that whole Jay-Z Rockefeller movement. Pac, Biggie. Of course, at the beginning, I was into French rap at the beginning. I Am, NTM, and then I moved a little bit more to, U.S. hip hop in the mid '90s. So it was definitely the Pac, Biggie era, beginning of Jay-Z.
Again, everyone thinks La Vie est Rose, that life was easy growing up as an artist, but you had some hard times, you had some obstacles.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you get in that game, you're very young. I signed my first contract when I was 15, so kind of trust people around you. You don't know nobody, so you have your peeps around you, but they don't know nobody neither, so you have to trust managers and publishers and PR people and things like that. It was hard at the beginning, you had to find the right people. You didn't get along with that person, but then you're into a contract situation. What do you do with that? You don't have money to pay a lawyer. You're still 16 years old. Your parents are freaking out because they think you should be in school and finish your studies and making sure that you have a backup plan just in case your music career doesn't go the way it was planned. So, I mean, yeah, those years were pretty rough. And a lot of times in a young career, when you start young like that, there's a moment where you don't find it funny at all no more. You're struggling. It's ego hurting because you're on stage and everybody's screaming for you, and basically when you walk down, you're broke.
Tu prends le métro.
Yeah, and you keep your day job and you take the metro and I was lucky because I started doing business pretty young, and I couldn't accept that situation, and I had to get involved in my business. So I kicked everybody out, and I started doing my own business, and thank God. I mean, it turned out to be good for me. But I totally respect and understand, it's a hard situation when you start.
And what also I admire about your career is that you understand the definition of show business. There's a show and there's a business.
Yeah. That's the most important thing, that you are an artist. People are going to try to sell you as a businessman because it's funny, because they like that. because we like to say you're a businessman more than just the nobody that walking with his suit and a tie and say he's a businessman. It's not funny to say that. It's not bankable to say that. But taking an artist and saying he's not only an artist, he's a businessman, that's a seller. The problem is that if you overuse it or if you just burn it too much, you're gonna end up forgetting even yourself that you're an artist, and that the most important thing at the end of the day is your music and what you have to say and the way you put it together.
And what's the biggest challenge for Surreal and Kmaro today?
You know, I've learned with the years that making an album is a challenge itself, that's for sure. Yeah. Releasing it is a challenge, promoting it, selling it, making it successful, it's a challenge. But lasting, that's a hell of a challenge. A rap career today is very short. Rappers are becoming like mannequins now. Yeah. You know, like models.
Yeah. You're in, you're out.
You're in, and when we're sick and tired of seeing your face, you're out. Yeah. And when your marketing plan is not bright enough, and when your exec is not smart enough, and when you're not a priority for the record company, and I could go on for hours, you're out. There's a lot more ways to get out than ways to get in that business. Yeah. You know, so the biggest challenge today is sit on my throne and, you know, and stay in a position where I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. I'm just saying that I know what I'm doing. And for what I do, I think I could do it better than anybody.
So incredible, bitch, believe it or not. Fresh air from every city, I'll take it to go. Have a sip with me, you ready to go? Now it's a long, long road to make it to heaven, but I'm a lucky motherfucker, I should make it by 7. Life is smiling at me, I'm smiling right back.
Perfect Stranger, dans les bacs, le 28 octobre. The album, Perfect Stranger, in stores, October 28th. Right now I want to get into another song of your choice off the album, Perfect Stranger.
There's that all over again. It's a song that also talks about the fact that, you know, I've done it, but I have to do it all over again. You know what I mean? It's you know, I mean, it's a funny situation to be in right now. It's because, as I said, I mean, I'm just getting out there, sitting down with journalists, radio people, TV people that are asking me to present myself and tell them where I come from and how come everybody's like, did you really sell those records? Is it real that you're on your 6th album? Is it real that you did this and did that? And you know, it's a kind of, as I said, it's a funny situation, but it's all good because I'm ready for that run.
So décris-nous le son. Talk to us about the sound of the song. What's the sound like?
Oh, it's actually it's a beat that was inspired by a Mexican vibe. Okay. Kind of Presentito vibe.
Okay.
And a lot of crying horns. Okay. You know, so it's an anthem basically. It's an anthem, and it's, you have to hear it too.
It's another hit.
Yeah.
It's another hit, baby. Kmaro does it again.
So crazy, but it's so good. The pressure's all on me, but trust me, I'm good. I never felt stronger. Here as I stand, now as I'm starting all over again. Stupid talk to me. Wanna know what you think? I guess.